And just sort of changing subjects, obviously one of the things that the government has done is during this pandemic is sought to help them with various financing arrangements. What's your take on how these have worked? Have they helped everybody, or have some people slipped through the net? What's your take on that?
I think one of the key things about this is that the financing arrangements, and I think the government's actually, to some degree, is basically what it's saying is we've got to keep these supply chains alive, if not dormant. So you've got to have those funds. As I was talking about earlier, one of the key things is that, that the financial resource is, if you like, a lifeblood. If you don't have that financial resource, then, a supply chain can die. Some of the supply chains that, we're seeing nationally are currently dormant. Okay. But they move quite a lot of money and everything else. And what's actually going to happen is that eventually, things we hope will move into a new normal, or even a new better, as some commentators are saying, because, it is, we could argue we've been a bit lazy over the last probably 20 years with all the stability which we've had. And what that's going to force is these new supply chains to basically need to come on stream again. And you've got to keep them alive. Now, the challenge of course, this is above my pay grade, to be quite honest, Richard, is that, it's you and I who are actually paying for this at the moment, so our taxes are having to pay for this. So the government's in quite a challenging position, but they're working on the principle that by actually keeping these supply chains alive, when things come back, more tax will come in to cover off all the costs which are associated with that. And I think that that's a really important thing. There is no magic money tree. The world is having to pay for this. And, that's something that we actually need to actually sort of think through in the future. But we've got to keep those supply chains alive. We've got to keep them dormant so when things come back. So I think that the government has probably done, an awful lot for that. Of course, there's discussions now that is tapering off.